Okay, so from this point onward, we're going to create a practical project so that we can use all the features that we've learned so far inside our JavaScript project. We're going to put all that together and create a single project. And this project will be something to read from the database, bring the data into a table, and then we can be able to edit that table in real time, click save, and then it's going to save the new data to the database. So let's see how we can do something like that. Now we're going to need 3 files. So here, open up your index.php page. So this folder here, in case you have forgotten or something, is inside CXamp's htdocs website. This is the folder I'm using here. So delete everything from your HTML file. We do not need this JSON file anymore, so let's delete that to remove the clutter. This other one is just a list of items we learned, so we can ignore it. But now we're going to need 2 more files. So I'm going to say file new, and by the way, make sure that Apache is running on your system. If you're using XAMPP, just click start there. But this time also make sure MySQL is running as well, because we're going to be using a database. So click start on MySQL and Apache as well. So let's create a new file again so that we have 3 files like this. So why do we need 3 files? Now index.php is going to be our interface, of course. And then we're going to have 1 more file for our JavaScript. So this one is going to be our JavaScript file. So let me save this one and I'm going to call it main.js. Now it's important that the file extension is .js, like that. Okay. And then the other one is going to be the connection to our database in form of PHP. So I'm going to save this. Now you can call it anything you want, but I usually call these files api.php because it's an application interface. That's short for API. So, but you can give it any name. It doesn't really matter, as long as the file extension is .php. That is the important part. So here we are. We have index.html, main.javascript or .js, and then api.php. So we are really good to go now. So let's begin by creating our interface, shall we? So I'm going to type some HTML here, and I'm just going to call it JS data or something as the title. This is just the title for our browser. And then here I want to create a header of some kind. So keep in mind that this is not a styling tutorial. This is just so you can see how to use things. So here I'm just going to say we're going to be looking at employees. So let's say we have a record of employees, so employees, something like that. Okay. And what I want to do here is add a style and say text align center. Actually, maybe instead of doing this, there's probably a tag called center, but hey, we are still good to go. Okay, so now what I want to create is a table. So I'm going to say table like that, and then I'm going to say table head like so, t head. That way I can put whatever is supposed to be inside the head of the table. So of course I'm going to put 1 row, table row, and then table head like that. Oh, not that, like that, like this. All right. So I have 1 of these, and then I have this is how you put stuff. Let me just say heading as a placeholder, and then we're going to put table body, that's t body, like this. Now if you know how to create tables in HTML, you know that even without this table head like this, for as long as I add this, it's going to be a valid title. And I don't need T-body as well. I can just put the rows in here. But the advantage of adding this when you're trying to access information is because now I can isolate just the body itself, because that's what I'll be editing a lot, is the body of the table. So if I don't put these demarcations here, it might become more cumbersome to select things in here and try to omit the headers. So by just putting this, I can omit the headers immediately. All right, so once we are here, I can just copy that, put it here. Now instead of table head, this one's going to be table data, like that. So we have one row with one piece of information and one row with one piece of information. That's about it. So let me come back here and load this data. So I'm going to go website, like so. Okay, so we have employees over here and we have heading there. So all I want is to be able to style this. So I'm going to duplicate that just to have 2 items there at least. Okay. And now the important thing here, the body. I'm going to add a style and put a font family of Verdana. And then a default font size of 13 pixels. That's about it. Let's see that. Okay, there we go. So employees, heading. So I want to be able to see this table a little bit better. So what I want to do is style it. So I'm going to add a class here, like so, and this class will be called table, like that. Okay, so this is all we have for now. So since the style is supposed to be above here, so what I will do is let's add styling here. So you can put this in an external file, that's entirely up to you. But for easy access, let's just do this here. So let me put all the body styles in there. That will be more neat, like that. That way I can remove that. Okay. And then now I want to create .table, that table class. Then also I want to style .table, table head, like that, and also .table, table data, like that. Okay. So first things first, I want the table to have width of 100% so it can fill the space. And what else? The table head, I want the background color to be EEE, like that, a light gray. And then here I want the border to be solid, and then thin, and then with a color of, let's try D, just slightly off E there. And also table data, I want some padding of 5 pixels. I think this one deserves that too. Okay, so let's come back here for a second and refresh. All right, so we're looking more like a table at least. I don't want to have these gaps in between them, so what I will do is, let me copy this border as well to the head. And then inside table, I want to say border. Let's see, I don't remember the style itself. It's border collapse here, so I want it to collapse like so. I think this is what closes these up. Bam. Okay, so we are looking more like a table here, at least. Now, if I duplicate this and duplicate that as well, you will see that we have a valid table going on here. So heading some data, and so on. Okay, so employees, we have that. So now the first thing we must do is connect to our database and actually read some data from there. But before we do that, we have to connect our JavaScript file. So let's put the file at the bottom of the page. Now, the reason we don't put our JavaScript file excuse me, at the top here is because we may have some JavaScript code that is referencing these items that are in here. So if it loads first, those items will not exist yet, and so it will throw an error. So it's better to add it at the end while the whole page has already loaded, so you can access any of those items that you want. So let's put a script tag there, and then here I'm just going to say main.js, but then this is supposed to be source like this. So script, and our source of the script is main.js. Now, in order for us to test whether things are working, I'm just going to say alert and just say hey, something like that, and hit save. So I'm supposed to see that alert immediately I refresh the page, and I do see it. So it means my JavaScript file is working fine. Okay, so we'll connect the API file later, but for now, let me remove all that so that we can do some stuff before that. So what we need first is to create a database itself, which contains the information of our employees, right? Okay, so let's do that in the next video so that we keep it simple.